When I watched this play in Orlando, Florida, way back when, it's been many years since I saw this play, I remember, and how can you not, that this peaks in the middle. Wicked hits its apex and then goes to intermission. And the back half, it's not bad. It just doesn't soar as high. And that's where we are here tonight with this film for a lot of the reasons that I talked about off the top. Now, Chu's directifying is still very impressive here. I think more so again in the first because you're building on the world and it's your first time in the environment. And there's just no way to replicate that initial virginal viewing of any universe. And that's what you have here in part two. You're like, we were just here. Again, a year ago. This weekend, a year ago, was Wicked 1. So it hasn't even really had any time to settle. And for us to long for more, we're right back into it again. Now, when I mention Chu and it's a directifying, obviously that includes the production design, the CGI, all of the world building here that is his vision of the world of Wicked. And all of that is here again. And I expect this to be a heavy hitter in both of these categories along with costume design, just like the last time around a year ago. Now, one of the issues is Chu's editing, right? The film feels long, and there are some notes I have to make this a better film, and it really starts with the beginning of the film. It's slow at the beginning. You are hoping that we pick the pace up, and unfortunately, you're going to sit there going, can we get going? And it takes a little bit to get moving. And then you end up, because of that front that takes too long to get into gear to get you back really into the film, you have an overlong overall product at 2 hours and 17 minutes. Now, 10 plus minutes of that is credits. I sat through all of them so I could take my selfie for you tonight so I don't get in trouble. Look, he's taking pictures during the movie, which has never happened. But I just want you to know that I'm a good cinematic citizen. But all of this combines to just leave you kind of, I don't want to say bored, man. You can probably tell by the stream here tonight, as I'm just out of the theater, that I just don't have the same cinematic erection that I had in the first, as we like to say here at MMT. Ariana Grande is better because, like anything, when you have done it before, you get better the second time around, the third time around, the fourth time around. You watch MMT, okay? Your homework is to go to YouTube. If you're watching on X, go back and watch some of the early midnight movie talks on YouTube. You're going to say, the guy's decent. It's pretty good, but it's not the same show it is now because I've been doing this so long. I've got my 10,000 hours or so. Well, maybe not, but you know that's the rule for when you become an expert. I've done this enough that I feel very comfortable. I am not going to hold back. All of this is just like fitting into one of your favorite pairs of shoes. So that's how it works for Ariana Grande into the slipper this time around. She's just more effervescent, I would argue. She has to carry a lot of emotion in this. That's there for you. Impressed with Ariana Grande. And of course, Revo. But this time, I feel like that's where I see the progress is with Ariana. And clearly, Jeff Goldblum's always going to be a plus for a film. Here we get more of him as Oz. Once we get to Oz, I think the film really hits its stride. When we get there, there's a scene where he has a bunch of like robotic eyes. And from what I can tell, those are all actual props. That's not CGI. That looks great, okay? Seen the film, you know what I'm talking about? He goes around and he's like having fun with one of the pupils, as the joke goes. That looks great. And Goldblum is always a plus, even though he's not like throughout the entire film. When we get to him, you're like, okay, awesome. I am totally with this. Now, before I give you my score, I'm going to give you the MMT fix. And I alluded to it earlier in this, as you really have that front that needs to get moving faster. I want to truncate that front, and I want to extend the back. When we get to Wizard of Oz, because Wizard of Oz fits into this, right? It's concurrent on the back end of Wicked for Good. We are also in the midst of Wizard of Oz. I want to see more of that. Interesting choice by Chew here, not showing Dorothy, right? We see the slippers. We see her body. We don't ever see her face. So that choice is right. We're not going to go back and have you remembering Wizard of Oz, other than it is obviously this universe. But that was interesting choice by Chew. But I want to see more of that, and I want to see the screws tightened. And I think we have even a better film, and I'm going to give it an 88%. It's a B+. It's not nearly as high as I had the first one, because, again, I just was not as stoked throughout this as I was the first time around.